Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all in person. So I'm Asanka Abeysinghe, CTO, but I call myself as the Chief Travel Officer because I spend most of my time in terminals. So that's about me. So I live in California, a Sri Lankan American. So today, actually, the topic I picked about this concept we introduced called Platformless. And if you attended WSO2 Con at Miami last May, then you might have heard about this concept as well. But I will walk you through this during next 30 minutes. So this is the setup, because in general, tech speakers are boring and they take time. So that's why I put a timeline, so you know exactly where am I and how long will it take to cover the topic. So I'll start with this concept about abstractions. So abstractions are everywhere. That's why I took this metaphor as the abstractions are like your morning coffee, because you see abstractions around everywhere. So I'll take a few non-technical examples. So first thing is maps. Like you use maps, right? How to come to the brewery. Like you use a map and then you navigate and found the place without worrying too much about how to find that place. So that's one abstraction that you can find in the real world. Another abstraction is transistor radios. I don't know how many of you listen to a transistor radio. Anyone here? Okay. So I think it's a more Gen X thing that if you look at a transistor radio, there are 3 buttons. One button to tune, and then one button to control the volume, and one button to change the channels. But if you turn the transistor radio, you will see a complicated circuit board, right, with many transistors, capacitors, and all this stuff. So it's, but if you look at the front, you will not see that complexity. So that's what called the abstraction, that the transistor radio covering that abstraction and giving you an experience. So that's called abstractions. So let's move to the technical world. So technical world, the abstractions got 2 fundamental things. First thing is called the encapsulation, that you are hiding the complexity in a complex module. And if you are working on APIs, that's what we do, that we are hiding all the complexity and exposing these capabilities as a API. So that's the first fundamental principle of abstractions, called encapsulation. The second thing is partitioning, that you divide a complex problem into small parts, and those are called the modules. Even in the abstraction that I took as maps, it kind of divide that problem for you, right? And then telling, okay, in 50 feet, turn left, and then turn right, like that. It's dividing that problem. Even in computer science, we do that. That's where all the modules are coming, and that's where all these concepts like microservices and different type of systems that you build by dividing these complex systems into small modules. So those are the 2 fundamental things that we see in abstractions. So there were a lot of abstractions created during last 2 decades. The first one is the abstract data type, so ADTs, that introduced by Barbara. So that's where all the operators and data types came into the computer science world. The second most important abstraction is relational databases, introduced by Edgar Codd. So what he did, basically identify a way how you can store data, how you can organize the data, and how you can retrieve the data from a relational database. As a result, SQL, or structured query language, came as a great way of abstracting that data problem, and a way how you can retrieve data, manipulate the data, and then store data as well. And then I think the modern world, the latest abstraction is Kubernetes. It is hiding the complexity of how you manage these moving parts in a distributed system. So it's a great abstraction. And for me, Kubernetes is like a control tower in a busy airport, that how it is allocating resources and then managing things running inside the complex system. So those are like few examples of abstractions. So I think the other abstraction, or the main topic that we are going to discuss today, it's platform. So platform is abstraction as well, and even Devaka framed WSO2 as a platform company. So yes, we have a platform plus we have multiple products as well. So platform has become the abstraction today because of the complexity. And if you look at this diagram, intentionally I made it complicated because that's what you see underneath the platform. There are different type of abstraction layers are there, like the deployment abstractions, middleware abstractions, business abstractions, like that, different type of layers, and you need to hide this complexity. That's why people are building platforms and creating this abstraction inside organizations. So the platform, there are many definitions, but this is the best definition I found to explain what is a platform. Platform is a supporting structure that increases the effectiveness of a community. Now, if you go to a train station, it's a platform, right? If you go to an airport, it's a platform. If you go to a department store, it's a platform, and it connects people and then have that interaction in between each other. So that's called a platform in general. So, but then again, it's not easy to build a platform. I showed you a diagram of a platform, and this is one example that we work with a larger enterprise. So they had around 100-person team, consist with platform engineers, architects, developers, and various other roles. But it took 4 years to build a platform, and the budget, like 60% of the entire digital transformation budget, spent on building the platform. So it's not easy to build an effective platform. It takes time, and you require a lot of skills to build this thing. So it's a problem. Even it's a necessity, it's a problem. And there's another problem with this thing, the focus. Now, companies are trying to become platform companies rather than they are building experiences for their end users. As a business, what you have to do, build experiences, right? How you build experiences, build applications. But unfortunately, what's happening, organizations are focusing on building platforms. So I am in the CTO club in the Bay Area, and most of the CTO CIOs come into that forum discussing, hey, we are dealing with Kubernetes, we are dealing with service meshes, we are dealing with various other stuff, but none of them are speaking about building applications because the focus is on building an application. So this is a major issue, especially when it comes to the business teams. Because business teams, they don't care whether you are running on Kubernetes, right? They don't care whether you are using a service mesh. They don't care whether you are using APIs. What they need is some business capabilities that they can generate revenue and create more value for the stakeholders of the organization. So this is a major problem, and that's where we thought we need to find a solution for this problem. So if we take this example about this dark matter and dark energy, so if you look at how the Earth holding using dark matter and dark energy, right? But again, you can't touch dark matter or dark energy. It's hidden, but it's there. So that's how we think platform should be like that as well. You need a platform, but your focus shouldn't be about the platform as well as it has to disappear from the application developers. So that's why we introduced this concept called Platformless. So it's about that, that doesn't mean there's no platform. There's a platform, but your focus is not about the platform, rather use the platform and build things on top of the platform. So that's where we introduced concept, I think last year, about how we can focus on business problems and build applications on top of a platform. So in tech, less means it doesn't disappear, right? Now there are a few examples. If you take wireless, yes, as the end user, you will not see a wire in your phone, but there are wires behind the telcos, right? And if you look at the serverless, again, there are servers, but you are not dealing with the server. So same concept we apply here. Platformless means there's a platform, but you are not worried about the platform, rather you consume the platform. So if you look at the concept, these are the fundamental thing. It's an experience. Most important thing, this is the experience delivered by the platform engineers. So, and in a way, platformless is a way that how platform engineers should build a platform. And on the other hand, as a consumer, that's the experience you need from a platform that should be delivered by the platform engineers as well. So it's very important that this can be used by both parties, the consumers and the producers of a platform. And then we spoke about shifting the focus. So it is helping to shift the focus to application layer rather than worrying about the underneath technical complexities that you have in the platform. And then the most important thing is the cognitive load of the developers, because poor developers today, they have to deal with many stuff. They can't just focus on writing the application. They have to deal with DevOps stuff. They have to deal with Kubernetes. They have to deal with service mesh, all these things. So idea here, we can reduce the cognitive load of the developers and let them to just focus on the business problems and the applications. So those are the things that we have identified in this concept. So but then again, when it comes to the platform, you can't just call it as a technology platform. We have to qualify the platform. So what is the platform we require to deliver digital experiences? That's where the term internal developer platform coming and playing a picture. So the platform these organizations are building, now we call it as an internal developer platform, not a term that we introduce. Even Gartner, they have identified this as a category. And there are other vendors in the market, they are building internal developer platforms as well. So it's a well-defined term now, and our focus should be consuming an internal developer platform, and if you are in a platform team, build a internal developer platform. That way, you can reduce the larger problem and then just focus on exactly the platform that you require to build. So if you look at the platform, it looks like this. You have the internal developer platform. On top of that, you are building a business platform. That's where you write services, you build integrations, you create APIs, you write web applications, mobile applications, LLMs, and all these things are coming on top of that business platform. And as a result, you are delivering digital experiences to your end users. And there are different users or the groups inside the organization responsible for each and every layer. The platform engineers are responsible for the internal developer platform, and then the chief architect and the developers are mainly responsible for the business platform, and then you have the product owners who's delivering the the experiences for the end users. So that is how the structure of an organization. And most important thing is the technical platform is not that, it's important, but then again, it doesn't provide a competitive advantage for the organization. Like, if everybody is using Kubernetes, if everybody is using service meshes, if everybody is using vector databases, what's the advantage that you are getting? The advantage is coming from the things that you build on top of the technical platform. So that's really important. That's where you can create a differentiator between your competition. So the focus should be on the business platform, not the technology platform. Okay. As technical people, yes, we don't like to hear that, but that's a reality that we need to focus on the business platform as much as possible. Then if we dig deep into the internal developer platform, we have identified two layers in the internal developer platform: the software delivery and operation layer, and then enterprise software engineering layer. So this is a slightly different definition for the internal developer platform. If you go and read the papers and the concepts published by other vendors, they are just focusing on the bottom layer: software delivery and operations. There are people, there are organizations like Humanitech, and then there's a product called Backstage. All these products are mainly focusing on that software delivery and operations. But what we identified, that doesn't help. You need a software engineering layer on top of the operations and delivery layer as well. Because if you just build software and delivery operations, what will happen? Developers will have to build things on top of the platform that they built to have a proper application lifecycle. Then they are going back to the same problem. Applications developers will be part of the platform engineering team, and they will start building the platform again. So to avoid that, we identified you need this software engineering practices as well. So there's another problem happening inside these organizations. The platform engineering team building a platform and then standardizing it, but nobody is using it because it's not delivering what the application teams are looking for. So to avoid that problem, it's really important to have that software engineering capabilities embedded into the platform. So that's why we thought, okay, internal developer platform should have these two capabilities to build business applications on top of that. So if you look at what are these capabilities, so the left-hand side, you can see all the operational stuff. Those are common, right? Like the CI/CD, then the multi-cloud, observability, all these type of capabilities are required to have this delivery and operational stuff. These are the things that we identified about software engineering. It has to be API first, and then you have to divide the problem into small chunks, right, as we discussed about the modularity. So domain-driven design is one way of doing that. I'm not telling that's the only way, a good standard, but you need to have some kind of a method to identify the bounded context and then divide this problem into small chunks. But one way of doing that is domain-driven design. And then how you can support the microservice architecture, test-driven development, and then version management. And in this AI augmented software engineering is a popular thing today, how you can use AI to increase the productivity of the developers. So all these capabilities are required in the platform to complete the capabilities and provide it as a platform for application developers to build applications on top of that. So those are the capabilities that we think the platform should deliver. Same concept in the more graphical view, that how the software engineering capabilities are working and then how the operational capabilities are working in inside the platform described in this diagram. So the advantages. So I spoke about the cognitive load, and then that's the first advantage that you are getting with this concept. And then as a result, the developer productivity will be really high because they get everything that they require to build applications. And then you can quickly respond to the market. Like if the business teams are coming up with a new business model, how you can deliver that using a technology can be done in a quicker time period. And then the best practices are embedded inside the platform. This is a problem. As enterprise architecture groups, it's really hard to define standards within an organization. So when you embedded these things inside the platform, automatically the organization will follow it. So it's easy to have these best practices introduced to the platform. And then the complexity, you can manage it because we discussed how complicated this stuff, so that thing can be abstracted away and manage it. And then there's a team operational aspect as well. These two pizza teams are a very popular concept on how you run an agile practice. So if you design this platform properly, then it will provide a way to have these two pizza teams assigned to domains and build applications in a proper agile manner. And then we spoke about the focus. So you can focus on the value creation and start generating value into the company's value streams. So another angle is the modernization. Now, if you look at most of you are working on modernization, if you are digital native, I don't think there's a modernization required, but most of the organizations, we started in early stages of the digital transformation. As a result, everybody's in this modernization journey. And modernization, again, it's not a project, right? Because you can't just modernize once and then stop it. You have to keep on doing that because the technology is changing and then business requirements are changing. How you can be ahead of your competition comes with the modernization, with other stuff like cost saving, efficiency, and how you can bring more and more capabilities. So this is the reality in the enterprise at the moment. So Platformless is helping to do that as well. Like how you can quickly modernize your enterprise comes with platformless concept, regardless of how we are going to modernize. There are multiple ways of doing modernization. One called lift and shift into a new platform, and then you can re-platform it, you can rebuild it, you can replace it. It doesn't matter whichever the path that you take, or a combination of these different styles can be expedited using platformless. So that's a huge advantage that you are getting if you try to use the platformless concepts. So contribution to these concepts, first thing, we wrote a paper. So myself, our CEO Sanjeev Veeravarna, and then we invited our founding CTO Paul Fremantle, and three of us, we sat and we wrote this paper, and it's available. It's released under Creative Commons, so if you think you can contribute, please do send a PR. We are happy to use that feedback and update the paper. And then I wrote a paper about internal developer platform because of this. The concept is not well defined in the industry, so I wrote a paper about that, and you can access it from this URL. And then about the modern modular architecture and then domain-driven design, I introduced a concept in 2018 called cell-based architecture, again with our founding CTO, and it's available in this particular URL. You can take a look. In addition to that, we are in a journey of discussing these topics in our podcast. So myself and our CEO, Sanjeev Veeravarna, we are doing a podcast. Every month we are releasing a new episode about modernization, platforms, and various other topics. And we invited few industry experts as well. As an example, Gregor Hopes, who's a well-known veteran in the industry, who wrote a book about platforms as well. He came and spoke about platformless concept. And there's another person called Christian Posta. If you are into service mesh, he's a known person. He came and spoke about why API management should be part of the platform. And we had a discussion about cell-based architecture recently. Three of us, myself, Sanjeev, and Paul, we did a recording on that. So that's another source that you can use to get more information about this. So those are some contributions that we did for this concept. In addition to that, as a product company, these are the contributions. So if you are planning to build a platform, we are providing the foundation technologies. We are providing API management, we are providing integration, and we are providing identity and access management. We think these are the three foundational technologies you need to build a platform. So if you are in the journey of building a platform, you can use that. However, if you want to save money, save time, and then get a complete platform experience, we have a platform developed called Choreo. It's an internal developer platform as a service, which providing a platformless experience as well. And I'll not go in detail, but we will have more information in the afternoon. Chatura, who will go in detail about Choreo and explain it. But if you look at the platform that we built, it looks like this. It's a multi-cloud, and then you can see a control plane and a data plane, and the domains and all the capabilities that you require to build application comes in the platform, as well as that software engineering capabilities, delivery and operational capabilities that I explained are coming in the platform as well. So Chatura will go in detail in the afternoon and explain about the platform. So we are having our next conference in Spain, Barcelona, in March. And we are planning to discuss more about Platformless, as well as the theme is Platformless modernization. So we are inviting you to come and join us, as well as if you have a nice story to tell, we are happy to facilitate that as well. So I'm the chair of the program committee. Please contact, and happy to get you a speaking slot. So these are my contact details. I'll just skip that. And so that's the message that I want to give. I think for most of the problems that we are facing, this can be another concept that you can apply. And we think it's high time, without worrying about the platform, it's time to go platformless. Thank you very much.